We're talking about what we call a circuit breaker, a 4-week partial lockdown for most of the industries, particularly the hospitality sector, and 2 weeks of closure for schools to take in the 1-week half-term holiday coming up. So let's look at where that hits hardest. As I mentioned, hospitality, that will close pretty much completely apart from deliveries and takeaways. There'll be no indoor sport or organised sport other than elite level sport, and close contact services such as beauticians, mobile hairdressers, they will have to cease their trade for now. Otherwise, gyms, they remain open for personal training, but no classes allowed to be undertaken. Churches and places of worship, you can still go in, they're still open, but you're required to wear a face covering. Universities are being encouraged to do distance learning, and also taxis are still being allowed to operate, but further restrictions could be in place. They're not being ruled out.
Where you are, Victoria, in London, they've had increased restrictions that come into force at midnight. Just talk us through what those are.
Yes, indeed. From midnight, well, we can scrap our plans for the weekend if we had any, because the Tier 2 restrictions are coming in. That's the middle section of restrictions. So we've moved up a tier, and that now means no indoor mixing, no dinner parties, no household mixing, although you can still meet up with people outside as long as you're no bigger than a group of 6. It's not just London that's affected, of course, but this has been expected for some time now, because the Mayor, Sadiq Khan, has been pushing for it, unlike other parts of the country, and it's another what we call a circuit breaker. And Wales now looking as if they could have this circuit breaker over the next few days coming in. And if you want to go on holiday, well, if you don't want to quarantine, the only countries open to you now are Sweden or Greece.